Alright guys, I'm gonna do some more theory crafting. I just did a few quick things before I did the full card review. Now I've obviously looked at all cards even more in depth, and yeah, there's a lot more decks I want to try and craft and see how they are. I'm gonna start out with a dragon warrior to see how that shapes up. I'll do like an odd one and a regular one first, and an odd one, and then like a mech hybrid or something. First, let me double check, make sure my sound is working. First, let me double. Okay, that's working. All right. All right. So I got. Oops, that's not a mechanic. That's why. Do you have to? Why is it not coming up with anything? Why is it only coming up in this area? That's weird. Oh, because warrior, the base warrior set literally has 0 dragon synergy. That's why. Okay. So 2 of this guy, 2 of them, 2 of them, 2 of them for sure, 2 of them for sure. Oh, that's 11 dragons already that all these you want in a, you might not even need this though. If you went for just a basic dragon package, you could even possibly even cut this. If you did too, like, yeah, so you actually could do a warrior one, but if you hold in a dragon, do 7. These are all good dragons, these new ones, for the warrior ones and the neutral ones. So I actually think you can do an odd one. Well, let's go full dragon first and see what that looks like. That's a good early one. So if you're going full dragon, what's your game plan for winning? Oh, scale bane, scale worm. Your hand's gonna be decent size, so that's probably pretty good. Most of these have good battle cries, so you don't want to recruit. This is just here mostly to, I guess it's on a 3 that you can just play without a condition, so that's fine. If you're holding a dragon, gain +7 to taunt. Alright, so 411 with taunt for 7. Throw one of those in there. Actually, it looks like, so if we just go for like a value game with the full dragon deck, kind of like you did with the old priest one. But the first couple turns, you're not doing anything. Why did I put like 2 of just because it was in there? There's no card that like buffs all your dragons. Death Rod will add a random dragon to your hand. So I could get another one of these. Or So we need removals and clears, right? So in the regular one, shield slime won't be that good because you're not going to have like a ton of armor. You're mostly just going to be getting it off of this, and that's to restabilize. So, but definitely probably like what, 2 executes. Couple of those. Double brawl. So this is where like in the odd mech version is like you have to choose a little bit shittier removal. I think if you're going value, you want Dr. Boom in there. Do you put this just as a 1-drop that also like gives you a little bit of health? Because I've got no 1-drops. The only thing I play on 2 is this. Because like with this deck as it is, I'm just losing control early on. If I'm supposed to be getting a value game, it's going to be hard to value trade from the mid game if I'm already behind. I guess these guys, right? I need a 1-drop, right? So those 2. Also, combo decks are going to destroy me, so I have to put in this. What about this guy? If I'm getting behind a lot, which in the very first 2, since there's a higher chance that they're going to have 1 or 2 minions in the first 2 turns than me. So if I play this, it's probably always going to be a 2/4. I don't have any card draw besides this. probably gonna have to cut. So I gotta cut the lower quality dragon stuff, which is probably that one. But then I guess since I'm gonna be behind, then I actually can play this on 3 more often. And then on 4, I've got both of these and that guy. Yeah, lots of turn 4 stuff. But it's like, yeah, I'm getting behind on the board, and this is not getting me ahead on my board. It's getting me back. And if there's nothing on the board to fight, this isn't actually killing anything. Since this is a built-in execute, I probably could definitely cut at least one execute. Yeah, I could probably, let's see if I just cut both. Since I have so many dragons, that's gonna go off a lot more. Let's see, we need card draw though. Since I have a lot of minions that can live and draw. Um, Battle Rage is gonna go off more. So I have a lot of turn 4 stuff, so I can cut a Twilight Drake. So I can do this on turn 2. If I don't have other turn 2 plays, it's okay to keep, I guess. A lot of defensive late game dragons here. Which is fine. Do I cut like one Blood Razor so I could have like a one War Axe or something like that? Or Slam? I'm not drawing a lot, and I'm playing on average about one card a turn, or a little less than one card a turn. So I could get another Drake. This is basically like card draw, it's just not as good, and so is this. So actually I do have, all these are like card draw, so I actually have a decent amount. So maybe the Twilight is okay because I'll be throwing back two in my hand, gaining a card, gaining both of these. Well, this trades a card, that gains a card. This I mean, it does a little earlier, and it does 2 AoE compared to this, but it's not a dragon. Think I could cut one Blood Razor. So I just need to cut one more card. I could cut the Battle Rate because I do have like, but this will get me a chance to draw something I know I have in my deck that I need. I could, whoops. Uh-oh, what did I just accidentally cut? A Smoldering Lancer. Could I cut one Taskmaster? I kind of need, again, I don't have that much going on at one, so I don't think so. It's probably the Worm Guard, but I might, if things go badly, if I draw like my top end, having something like that to stall out, it would be pretty important. Because most of these dragons don't have taunt. The only, literally the only taunts in my deck are two Drakes and the Worm Guard. Oh, maybe one Nightmare Amalgam. Because that's one of the only early cards that I can actually just play straight up. Are these that good? So I've got one, two, three, four, 5, 6. 6 5 drops. That's okay. And I've got. I'm not stacked heavy, too heavy in any area except for. Like net. I'm not weighted too heavily in any area really. Except, well, I can wait. Well, 8. I have 6 5-drop minions and then 2 5-drop spells, but the brawls aren't really 5 drops because you usually want to just save those as late as you can. I could cut a brawl. But I'm already probably a little weak against wide boards. Let's see. Let's just go single brawl. I've got like um, an okay amount of AoE. So I got one brawl, 2 scorchers, 2 drakes, and then occasional Doctor Boom power. That looks like actually a pretty good deck. So I just like probably lose the first few turns, get a little behind, but then like this and this and this like swing the board back like pretty quick. And if that doesn't, or I don't get those, then the brawl probably will, and then I can just start throwing down stuff on 5 or 6 that are like big powerful dragons. Get Dr. Boom up and running. War dragons. All right, so now we're gonna do an odd warrior version. Oh, mana filter odd, okay. Might be putting this in there. So there's gonna be dragon mech odd. What else am I putting in here? So So we're gonna have less options here. Oh, I forgot about Super Collider. I don't know if there's room for it now. This is 2 of Ziliax. Again with the dragons. So I don't have any of those 4 ones, so definitely probably want 2 of these. I don't know if you want these in this deck because there's a lot of good mechs. Oh yeah, war gears. I don't know if a mind control tech makes a cut now, but this one has pretty much the same game plan, but it's got a little more stability earlier on, I guess. But you can't reset combo decks 5 turns. But it's okay because you're tanking up, so you don't need to. Do I want a War Axe? I don't think I need double brawl, double let reckless flurry if I and a mind control tech. All that's kind of overkill, right? Yeah, I need probably 2 of these for card draw, don't I? How many dragons do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. So you really only need to make dragon effects go off consistently, like a minimum of like 7, preferably more like 9. So I could definitely cut any 2 dragons I want. So, oh, actually, but the thing about the nightmare amalgams is they're dragons and mechs, so never mind. I don't want to cut those because then I could also put like these in. I know like a mind control tech would be good, but kind of want to just like see what. If I have a brawl and 2 reckless foes, do I need in this and 2 of these? I got a lot of removal. I think I'm gonna cut 1 crowd roaster because those are slow, and so that's 10 dragons. So it's kind of I have like 2 directions I'm going, like clearing and trading, or I could put on pressure, and this like puts on pressure. But so does this. I think with this one you want to pressure more, right? So I might want to cut a scorcher. Cut a brawl. 1 brawl, 1 shield, reckless flurry. I think I'll be able to take the board if I go like this. What other 1 drops would I want? Add a random dragon to your hand. This combos with reckless flurry. Maybe I. Because I already don't have shield slam in here. Which I forgot to put in. I definitely think you want these in an odd warrior. I think I'll cut the mind control tech. Man, I like the bronze gatekeeper, but because I can put it on top of the nightmare amalgam. So I really don't want to cut one of those. I feel like ooze is going to be really good with all the weapons that are going to be going around, especially early on when people are going to be expecting to just like get off weapons no matter what. Like normally these cards come in later when you're like, oh, okay, I really do need weapon removal. So we've got 2 cards. I guess if I have Dr. Boom, I don't really need Ysera, but wait a minute. If I'm gonna have like, I don't need 2. At the very least, if I have like a 6 3-drops, I'd rather have Darius. It feels like actually I can fight for the board pretty well with this deck. I might be able to test out just no brawls. I don't have, since I don't have the Town Crier, this guy's not as good, but he's a 3/3 with Rush. That's really good on turn 3. Got 11 3-drops. Well, 3 costs. Oh, I got him. This isn't like a real 3-drop though. That's not a real 3-drop. Yeah, there's that. Really, I only have 4. I got 6. I could still cut probably 1. Well, I guess for now, maybe I do cut this just because we'll kind of figure out what people are playing more first. It's definitely good. I could cut the Omega something because that's meant to have like value. You get 3 random mechs, but like probably in this deck the Ysera is better. So this seems pretty good. I would like the one ooze in there. But whatever. Oh yeah, Odd Warrior. Ah, Dragon Mech Warrior. Yeah, it seems like a good deck. Like there is a worry of like coming up against druid and not being able to armor up out of range quick enough because you're going to be playing lots of minions on curve over and over again to try and finish them too. Definitely want to play both those decks. I did a Pirate Warrior already. I did a Death Rattle Hunter and a mid-range Hunter. Or did I do the mid-range? Yeah, I did, yeah. I did Odd Mage. Or Tempo Mage too. I did Heal It In. I didn't do any Priest stuff, and I'm trying to... Oh, actually, hold on a minute. First, I want to do an obvious one. Well, not obvious. I want to do a token shaman and an even shaman. Mm, 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 mm. There's a lot of like cheap, like lightning bolt and stuff. You're gonna be overloaded decently. This might make a cut. I don't think it does. I don't think there's enough room for it. So if this hits the chain gang, it's 3/4. This one, I like. You're gonna want a lot of the spells to hit face in this deck. I guess except for the totem. We'll see if there's. I can just take him out if there's not room for him. Mm, mm. Okay, so we want probably 2 zaps, 2 lightning bolts. Um, two of those, two of these. Actually, I'll probably have a lot less elementals now than before, but we'll see. So that this one could get cut. I think in this deck, most of the spells you want, I don't know. Because like Electra plus this was always powerful, but this plus Primal Fin will hit two of your adjacent minions, and that's also powerful. Do double Bloodlust. So you have double Firefly. Chain Gang, where you at? So I don't have any card draw, so I might have to put the Acolytes of Pain in. Do I want Leroy? Let's throw Leroy in for now. Oh, right. Wait. Is it worth it to have Chain Gang? What was the one card I put in that? So is this worth it anymore? It's really only getting value off of Chain Gang, or if I have lots of minions, but I'm going to be playing so many guys. So that's not worth it. So this is 1 mana deal 2. That's basically 2 mana deal 2 actually. But they can live. I don't have the other card that synergizes with them either. I mean, the hex is nice to get past big shit. I think I am gonna need one hex at least, but I think Electra is gonna in this deck probably better than, or definitely is better than Sentimo, but that doesn't mean that you don't play this. And this again is an ongoing effect, so like once I get him down, and on turn 3 you could play Zap and Sentimo, because this is 2 a minion. If you play a card with Overload, summon 2 1/1 sparks with Rush. Enemy character. I think I do need an Acolyte of Pain, because I have like not enough card draw. Well, 2 of them. Maybe not 2. It's just, they're so slow. It's a 5 mana do 6 damage basically, because I'm not really buffing Leroy in this, so that's not really efficient. But I mean, that's basically 5 mana. But you play this at the end. What is getting cut? I think you're looking to fill up the board early and like punish them fast, so that first opening hand matters a lot, so you don't want to rely too heavily on card draw. Do I need double Bloodlust? Then I have to draw more if I don't have double. I think if I have double Bloodlust and Leroy set in the hand, that's all too much. I think I'll just cut Leroy. Especially like this is gonna get back Spell Burst. I kind of got 2 things going. I got a Bloodlust and I got spells. Like, do I need both of those? Tokens. I think I can cut these. But then that fights early with this flame, this lickum. I think I can though, because this synergizes less with the two other dudes that double up your stuff. This is only going off with with a flame tongue basically though. Oh no, and the earth and might. Okay, earth and might and flame tongue. I think I can cut a primal fin. Probably a chain gang for two. Okay, that looks pretty good. Not crazy powerful or anything though, but it looks pretty good. Okay, now we'll make an even shaman, which is gonna look kind of similar, but it's got Mark Spark heal. And obviously, I gotta take off. Let's see what the new even stuff. So we get this. I think there might be room for this. Is that worth it? Probably not in shaman, right? So there's actually no, there's two ways. You could go more controlly and you could put this and stall out. But usually like even shaman is like you're really efficient at trading on the board early, so we'll see. I'll just throw this in for now, but I don't think it's going that direction. Oh, it was a crackle. What? Mark Spark. Probably only one hex, but we'll see. So because you don't have bloodlust or Leroy, you do have. Wait, where's the? Oh yeah, sorry, lava burst is 3. So yeah, you can't really burst them in either way. So I guess you do have to put a little more of the top end in, which means yeah, I do want to leave this guy in then. So I can trade efficiently early on. So I might want to take this out then. We'll see. Go Hagatha. How many elementals do I have? Let's hold off on going full elemental, and if I don't go full elemental, this isn't worth it. Your spells have lifesteal. Well, you can't use lightning storm or volcano. Throw in an ooze for sure. I don't have that many spells, so Blood Mage is really just a single card draw. What other spells can I be putting in? Tidal Surge. Wait, what are the new spells? Big Bad Voodoo. Oh, the Three Toads. This is actually okay. It stalls. Let's put one of these in and see how it plays out. Test out its performance before I commit to 2. Oh yeah, Chain Gang. We're gonna want Chain Gang, right? If I'm not going all tokeny, I don't really want to go token if you don't have Bloodlust. And if you're not going tokeny, both of these could make a cut, give you cut. I kind of like having this though. If I can pop it really, I'm only going to be popping it with Flame Tongue now. I guess it's like annoying because it gets put on the board, right? And like if they AoE, they can hit it, and they might be doing AoE to me. We'll see. It's definitely on the chopping block, both of these. Gonna go Spellbreaker and cut a Hex. But this like kills the body. That Hex kills the body. The Hex is better. Mossy Horror. Is that mostly gonna kill my stuff though? Yeah, it's gonna kill a lot of my stuff. Skulking Geist. But that's gonna help them draw into their quality stuff later. But that's gonna punish a lot of people. Yeah, we'll see. That's something that might be tech. The Black Knight. There's a lot of big quality taunts now. I'm gonna throw a Black Knight in there. What about Bone Mare? Do one Bone Mare because I'll probably have the board, right? Oh, Lich King for sure. Man, I should be throwing Marin the Fox in right now. Like, Priest will be bringing back the treasure chest. Undertaker, it'll be a good anti-Undertaker tech if that gets out of control. Oh wait, Sea Giants. Oh wait, that's more of like, maybe I should have put those in the token deck. That's a thought. See, I'm gonna cut these for sure. I think I want to leave these in just to like be annoying and stick around. Maybe I'll just cut to keep one in. If that's the case. I don't have like much elementals right now. Do I put like a small elemental package in? Oh, what? I don't have like card draw, right? So I need this isn't really good card draw. Oh, I forgot to put in uh Mushroom Power. Forgot to put him in the token deck. I'll fix that in a minute. Doing that is probably good, fits better with the game plan. I can take out like I already took the Leroy out. Whatever. Oh, Bright-Eyed Scout actually. Should just cost a 5 because I can have like a lot of top end and it draws a card. But then I'm not really trying to cheat out stuff too much. Loot Hoarder, Doomsayers. It's like I have a lot of stuff that like helps me really get ahead on the early game. And then like just mid game just disappears. I have 0 5 like I only have let's see, 3, 4 drops. Obviously, I have no 5 drops. I need more 4 drops, right? Your next battle cry triggers twice. No. This is good with Hagatha, and it can fill up the board. I could throw in one of these for value. Draw a spell that costs 5 or more. So I'll guaranteed be drawing uh, the frog thing, but other than that, that doesn't do anything, so no. If you play a card with overload, that actually should be good. I got 2 overload. Actually, without Volcano and Lightning Storm, I don't have that much overload, so I could actually... This Lickum is actually not very good, unless I add some more overload. A Crushing Hand. Okay, so this actually is definitely cut one of them. How many? 1, 2, and then whatever random stuff I get off of. I guess I think it's worth it. Just having a little, like a 2-mana 1/3 weapon's not horrible if I don't get the overload, and then if I get the zaps, then that's just good. But other than that, yeah. So I think I'll keep one. I always forget about this dragon every time. I didn't put that in the warrior one. We're putting this as a card draw. Omega Defender. Actually, wow, what about these with like a whole different deck with like these and like the new legendaries? The darkness. This deck's definitely, I don't know, it has like a lot of good cards, but yes, that's it. Like it doesn't, it's like, are you just for Merc Spark Eel? You're basically doing all this. Oh, and the hero power, of course. I guess I've got the totems right. Maybe I do put the other totems back in and then buff them up. Like with these, buff this up with like Totemic Might and the existing ones. I need more 4-drop minions. Grifta. That's okay, this one buys you time, and this deck doesn't have healing. Fuck it, let's put Grifta in there. That's no, that's good. Test some shit out. My totems aren't really benefiting me. I'm just popping out a free one each turn. So let's put 2 totem crunchers in there. This is a fun deck. You're just basically relying on random stuff from Hagatha to win you the game. And Grifta. Yeah, it's cold in here. All right, let's try and make a token druid. So that. Um, where's the card that turns your tree? Oh yeah, this one. Transform your treants into 5/5 ancients. Savage Roar. Double branching path. Soul of the Forest. Whispering Wisps. Living Mana. Spreading Plague. Alfarian, okay. Now this is a lot better all of a sudden because you're doing more treant support. Mulch Muncher. Probably do you put one in ultimate in? Probably just so if it goes later you can burst draw 5 cards. Is it worth putting Force of Nature in now? Because you could turn 10, you can Force of Nature and Tree Speaker in the same turn. So it's like, that's 3 5/5s and a 4/4 for 10 mana. Probably not still, but maybe. I think it's more better just to have like that 3 mana spell. Summon 2. Yeah, that's just a way better deal. And this way you can put in do you want the owl or do you want... First of all, I want 2 swipes. And then I'll do... For now, let's put 2 of these in, and then Also want Spellbreaker, just one of them. This one might not get cut then. I mean, we're not going all in on tree speakers, so I do want like the wisps, and this is okay. Maybe it's probably like there's been in the recent past the most recent successful token druid deck actually went a little bit later game, and with with the soul of the forest you can be more resilient, and so you actually would want this. Maybe I don't want the spellbreaker. There's just like a big, like a 7/8 taunt like the priest has. Hey, what's up? It's a pally. Sure. Yeah, I'll do. I'll follow you. Do that after this. After I finish, I'm almost done with this deck. I'm just trying to figure out which card to cut. It's probably going to be Wrath or one of these guys. I will cut one of these guys. See how they perform first. This looks like a good deck. It's going to really punish some of the other decks that are going to be getting played. Wait a minute, I don't have Nourish though. That's probably a mistake, right? That draws cards. Maybe I do the Nourish instead of Ultimate Infestation. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna switch that out because that way I can ramp in. If you control a tree and discover a spell, I am gonna be having a good amount of treants. But I've I've got the spells in my deck I already want though. So there's just not enough room for this. This could get C play after the rotation. I think one nourish will be good. Honestly, I could probably cut one Power of the Wild too, but we'll see. All right. Mm. Oh, what about it? Okay. I was gonna do priest like 4 decks ago, so let's make a priest stuff. We'll try to make something out of it. Let's do machine gun priest. And this one already benefits from multiple cheap spells too. So that benefits from cheap spells. This is just probably going to go in every priest now. 2 of. That is the cheap spell. This is going to be good in this deck because I could get free Grave Horrors and Lyras. So obviously Binding Heal. We'll do Silent Circle of Healing for the Akne combo. Card draw. Cheap spell and card draw. make the spells cheaper. At least one death, at least one of those, double those. I'm gonna be casting a lot of spells. This actually might be playable. Let's throw it in there. Where's Lyra? Oh, Master Spell is good. Hand card draw Lyra. And Shadow Reaper Anduin. There you go. That was there's your deck. No, this could be refined more. But I need the Shadow Word Death, right? Also. And right now I need Psychic Screams for sure. Do I even need North Shard Clerics though? Because I'm not going to be healing myself that much, like or my minions, basically at all, actually. Oh, I guess I have this. It's something to play on turn one to get Power Word Shield right off the bat. If I have Mass Dispel or um, Psychic Extreme, I don't really need Mass Dispel. I'm not like trying to penetrate through things really. I mean, this heals me a lot. Binding Heal is probably not going to be that good when I could restore for 3. But this is a minion and my hero for 1. But the only minion that's really going to get hit is maybe Lyra. Lyra's probably just going to die, so it's going to be maybe this guy. That's it. Oh, and the dragons that come out of this. That is a cheap spell. I think I'm taking out the Spirit Lash for sure. And then, so one more card. Yeah, I'll cut out one Binding Heal. This seems like a fun deck. I don't. It's like it's got a high chance. It's like really depends on what if you could get like a Lyra train running, or like just keep pumping out sand Drudges. You might be able to cut one more thing and then put Prophet Velen in. Or what about the new 1 mana 2/2 would be particularly good in this to fight for board. That would be good. Yeah, that's good. All right, hold on. I'm gonna throw something in the oven. Leave this deck list up here. next? Let's do another priest. I was about to do a mid-range paladin, but I'm not even sure. Like they got more control-y tools, not mid-range stuff so much. But I'm gonna do another because that like the cloning gallery thing is probably still good, but or is really good still. But what about Death Rattle? They got even more stuff. Got the Undertaker. Let's do a Death Rattle one. I'll just do. I don't know if you want this. Let's like the quest one. Yeah, actually, you probably do. And then there's like, oh, that neutrals. So you use Zola, right? So, oh, Zola's not Death Rattle. That's right. Whatever. I'll remember. Oh, you could do. Oh, this might be a class where this works in because you have the reckless experimenters, so that can trigger this instantly. And if both players are just taking hits from this over and over again, Priest can heal back up to 40, and you could bounce with Zola. Dude, I think this might this might be a thing here. Let's try it. Okay, make sure I don't forget Zola, because that's going to be an important part of this. Getting healed up to 40 twice. Priest has got their own. Do you want the coin to get this stuff off quicker? Ooh, Coffin Crasher, summon a death route. You can just straight summon this. This isn't a death rattle minion either, so it won't drag this out. But if you just straight summon this with Coffin Crasher, you might not want that because you're trying to like play this. So this will be 3 less, right? So this will be 7. Oh, you can't play those in the same turn anyway. So yeah, you do want Coffin Crasher. And this, so this isn't like a, I guess you don't go all in on this then. You just throw it in there as something extra. Do you put obsidians in here? I mean, this is so good if the Undertaker hits the obsidian statue. This is going to get some shitty stuff, but it completes the quest really quick. which you may or may not need. Maybe just put one. I guess if you're having reckless experimenters, right, you might as well throw these eggs in because you have the other eggs also. You get a ton of minions out for free. There's also a version of this, maybe a normal one where you go more tempo oriented. Oh, Meat Wagon's not bad too because it'll drag your eggs out. Oh, of course, Cube. Umbra. Man, because you could do Umbra. Oh man, that's what you do. You do. I don't think no one. I didn't see anyone bring this up, but you do Umbra. Like even in any deck, it's not just Priest, but oh no, it doesn't need to be Priest. But you turn 10, you can Umbra Coffin Crasher, and then it'll drag out. Okay, any deck though. I mean, if Umbra lives, then this triggers. I know, but as the deck it is right now, I'm actually going to be the one getting behind on health. Um, well, I mean, besides the healing back up to 40, I mean, there's still that. Some of these might not make the cut anymore. Like this gives you armor and fights for the board a little bit. I don't know if loot hoarder is good enough. We'll see. Or blood mage. Oh yeah, I want these because they can just insta kills the reckless. Like these can take place of Shadowward deaths and Shadowward pain. I have a lot of like early game minions, so I don't really even need that. The question is, ooh, more death rattles. Reckless experimenters back too. Probably want at least one of those, right? Well, I mean that's the same as Zola. I guess. Wait a minute. Do you even need Zola then? Because you get extra copies of your heal up to 40. Man, actually just yeah, put all three, and then you can. How much damage per turn are they gonna you gonna take? I mean, let's see. What I mean, do you want Anduin? This is like gonna auto complete the quest, but it's already gonna get completed pretty quick, right? And then what is this gonna get you of 1/1s? So it's gonna draw you a bunch of cards. It's gonna get you eggs, which are really good as 1/1s. I get you cubes. Oh, it could get you coffin crashers, which will pull. I only got 40 cards in there. I think that this is unnecessary. Okay, so these are slow, but they're going to help heal you up and stall later. I don't think I need so many card draw death rattles that are just 2/1s and 1. So I don't have any spell damage, right? Which is, that might be a problem. Because it's not like later, again, like later on, I could keep bouncing and healing back up to 40 multiple times, up to 4 times. So I don't need very much healing, but I do need to heal early on. And like, I could also be, if I do one of these, then I could also be clearing some 1/1s and stuff. I think I don't want, but then, so that combos with Blood Mage, then I don't think I want the plated beetles. Oh, I could also be triggering this if I do 2 of those. Like this egg is actually good, but I don't, in this version of the deck, the only way I have triggering it is with like the reckless later. Like Umbra's being like extra greedy. Because the only taunts I have are like, that's probably gonna die because it's played so late, and then hmm. Man, yeah, if I have the reckless down and the coffin crusher pulls the Hakar, then it's gonna trigger that death rattle, and then another one will go off too. Probably don't need 2 psychic screams. See, I'm doubling up on cards that aren't going to do anything without my own trigger. I think I cut one egg for sure. So if these are cuttable, so you don't want like too much card draw and this just getting back card draw. Kind of want to lower those chances a little bit. So I'm gonna get those on. The cubes are kind of just like extra greediness, but then they work well with this because you can proc them for free in the same turn you play, like an egg thing or something. I don't think I need the Anduin. So now I'm kind of sort of catering this deck a little bit more around this, which is probably not a good idea. Because otherwise I'd just cut this and get more value minions. But this is kind of a win condition. This is a win. So no, I think it's okay. See, like I don't want to be giving them any of the, actually most of this Death Rattle stuff is okay if I give it to them. Hold on. The oven's going off. Alright, so let's figure this out. Like, figure out what the last 4 cards to cut from the Soul Flare deck. This is gonna stall. Take some hits from some small minions that didn't get cleared by this kind of stuff. If I can't play the biggest reason I want to play this is so I could trigger that, but the only way I'm really gonna do that is if I play this and the Coffin Crasher in the same turn. So you have to wait till turn 10. Is it worth it? You really only get like one, and if I get a chance, I'm gonna be playing the Coffin Crasher before then. Especially if I have the Experimenter, then the Coffin Crasher is only 3 mana, so I could do that on turn 8. But I'd preferably want it, like, I guess you could also on turn 8 be playing that and eggs. It'd be nice to play these on turn 5 and then get out like some eggs for tempo right away. Or turn 8 cube instead. I think the cube is going extra over the top, a little greedy. It's basically, yeah, you can't really play these with, you don't want to be playing this with the Experimenter. And if you get 2 of them, it's going to slow up your hand, even though it heals for a lot. I think I cut one of these. Because these will stall. Well, now that I cut the other thing too, I don't need to. I'm only using this for healing up. Am I really healing up that much with it? Let's figure this out. Alright, so for those last changes, if I'm drawing, actually, you know what? I might just do. It's like none of these early ones I care about having health that much, but a 1 mana draw instantly is good. But I don't want to be drawing too much because I don't want to get super ahead on the card count for when this goes off. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm ahead on the card count. I just don't need. I don't want to be like have almost no deck left when I start shuffling these cards in there. And I took out the Tortolans don't synergize as well with the whole game plan, but we'll see. I might not. This might not let me live enough. It's definitely going to be really weak to um, like aggro heavy decks, mid-range deck. But it's not unbeatable. I just need to if those decks, I just need to get my quests off quick, and so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 cheap ones, and so I just need to like have drew half of them and then sprinkle in a couple of the other ones along the way. So I'm doing a full like control warlock. So, oh yeah, I need Stonehill defenders. Probably like a weapon too, weapon defense. And then, do I want two Doomsayers? Yeah, earlier I didn't, I was I wasn't on my mic, but with this makes it so you can just freely discard any cards without regard. You could even like discard the Gul'dan if you want, if you've drawn it. But now I'm second guessing it because if I have this in my deck and that's part of my game plan, then that means this might be buried, and then I'll never get those cards back. So I could just hedge my bets and take out this and then put in a second clear. Or it's like, I think that's fine though. We'll see. If I get burnt by Doomguard discarding like Gul'dan too much, or like not being able to play it, because I think even though Shriek is pretty insane, um, I mean I've got these to discard. This. I could cut these for Doomsayers, but the thing is like in non combo deck matchups, I can play the Void Contract still, and then play the Gnome Veratus afterwards, and then I'd be ahead on the fatigue count. And I could like double up and reset to 5. Like wait till after I play both of those Void Contract. You play Gul'dan first, then you Void Contract, or the other way around. Like after you've already drawn Gul'dan, and then you play this. Because after that, like, especially if you already have like, I mean, this the skull is 5, so that can summon all the expensive demons. This is a cost reduced. So I don't have like that much stuff that's more than 5. So I would actually benefit a lot. But like this is strongest against combo decks, and see it would be good against control though, because like I said, like control warlock doesn't have that much expensive stuff like that you actually play out of hand later on. You're mostly just gonna be hero powering with Gul'dan and playing a cheap thing or like a 5-cost minion or something. So this would like cripple control decks too. And they're but it's you basically can't play it until turn 12 at the earliest, and even then you're probably going to be doing other stuff. So I've already got a demonic project. I don't need a demonic project really, right? Because that could just turn their like shitty minion they're holding in control deck to a good demon. And I don't really want to get rid of my own guys so much. So, and like I'm already like hard counting combo decks anyway, so I don't need it for the combo decks. So yeah, I'll cut that and then put in this guy. But this is probably not needed, and it's probably just a waste of space and going to be a dead card. We'll see. It is a little slower than normal control warlock because of stuff like that, but Shriek helps me in the early game some more. Because I could just do a Doomsayer instead. Honestly, a Doomsayer is probably better. Because it's also dead against mid-range. I just want to see how it plays out in a control matchup. If I did like what I said, like play those other two things first, and then it's like, do I really care? Because how am I gonna, if I go against even lock, how am I gonna deal with their giants? What's besides this one Siphon Soul and this? Oh, I got two, so I got two. I can deal with their two giants, I guess. But I have to have those exact cards. Because even lock definitely doesn't want to be reset to 5 mana. Yeah, we'll just leave it in, and if it gets in the way, I can improve the deck. We know the deck is probably better with the Doomsayer, but let's see how much worse, or maybe even potentially slightly better it be with this guy in here. Okay, I probably got time to make one more deck. Let's see, let's go to guide. Let's kind of just look over all the cards. What are the what's a fun one? Okay, I've got stuff with all the. Oh, I haven't done an Undasta one yet. Let's do an Undasta Beast Druid and see, because that looks like it might be okay. Definitely something you want to like check out for like when the rotation happens and Druid's going to be losing a lot of their big powerhouse stuff like Ultimate Infestation and the Death Knight and so Beast Druid might be an option. They're going to lose Tyrantus. That's probably worth it. Because at worst you're going to get a 3 mana beast probably. But you're probably going to get something a lot better. Wait, isn't Undasta a beast? Oh yeah, okay. Undasta, double Iron Dire Horde, Iron-Eyed Iron Horde. Armani War Beast. Summon a beast from your hand and give it rush. All of these work well together. That's a 4/9 beast. That's not. This is not a good card, but maybe in this deck it's worth it. Well, this is a beast, and then that's a beast. That's going in there. Because you don't want to thin out the pool too much, otherwise Undust is not going to summon something really insane. That's the thing about this one, it's compared to all the other things I just put in the deck, that's a weak summon from hand. Draw a beast from your deck, double its health. So card draw and draws a beast. Whenever you draw a beast, give it +2/+2. This is not worth it. What is it? Isn't there one that like buffs all beasts in your hand +1/+1? I'm pretty sure. So this would summon any of these, so that might be worth it. But if this gets summoned off of one of those, oh, I guess if um, does Giant Anaconda make the cut? You'd rather have this pull something else, but if it did pull that, then it's okay. But if it gets silenced, then it's not. Let's just put it in now. I'm gonna say it doesn't make the cut. So it's okay. So we want to be ramping, right? Let's throw one of these in. Ooh, is this actually playable now? Because you can copy, if you copied and DOSed it, but that's probably not going to live, right? It's just going to kill one thing and summon it and then get killed. Yeah. For the small minions, draws and buffs. Where's Nourish at? You want big beast and not to have your hand super locked up, so I don't think I want two ultimates. But you want all this ramp. Maybe I cut one of these for just an innervate. I don't really have any taunts. I think I only have like one taunt, right? I just have like, or the two taunts. Um, Amani Warbear. I guess I have like enough removal, right? And I got this guy. Do I want two branching paths, actually? I guess I get it's 12 armor gain. Wait, what's it? What about how draw gain 1 armor for each card in your hand? I won't have too many cards, but because this can gain 6 armor and draw a card, or it can gain just 12 armor, or it could just draw 2 cards. That's better than what it's probably going to amount to being like gaining 6 or 7 armor and drawing 1 card. Usually, because if I do split it, it's about even with this card, but it is cheaper. Also, what am I doing on turn 3 besides this guy? Hmm. Go 1-on-1. Because I've always got Nourish, could be more card draw. And I've got an Ultimate Infestation too. This looks pretty strong. I feel like it's like a less resilient version of Death Rattle Hunter. The minions are a little more powerful, but you get less of them like you don't like, all of a sudden explode with a ton of minions. You get to the big minions quicker because you ramp, but you don't have like an explosion. Big beast Rasta. All right, yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna build some more decks. Maybe later tonight after work. Maybe tomorrow. Oh no, yeah, maybe early tomorrow. But I'm going to the pre-release party around here for, or what? There's actually two around here, but they're on different days. But yeah, for the Rastakhan pre-release in the downtown Santa Ana. Should be fun. And yeah, I'll add timestamps. And if you want to check out the full card review, I reviewed every card. Um, that's on the YouTube also.